Someone tells you that you did a great job today, you smile, you say thanks, and somewhere in the same second, you quietly explain it away. Maybe they were just being nice. Maybe they didn't mean it that much. Maybe anyone would have done the same thing in your position. Now think about last week when someone made one small offhand comment about your work. Not even a harsh one, just slightly off. You are still thinking about it? That single sentence is taking up more space in your mind right now than every compliment you received this month combined. Scroll back through your messages and you'll probably find proof of this. The kind text from a friend got a quick heart reaction and nothing else. The one slightly cold reply from a coworker got read 4 times at 4 different hours, like you were searching it for a hidden meaning. Notice that. Really notice it. Why would one imperfect remark outlast a dozen kind ones? That is exactly what your mind does with praise and criticism. It does not weigh them the same way. It never has. And it isn't because you're unusually insecure. It's because your mind was built to treat them differently. There's a name for this asymmetry, and it shows up across decades of research. Psychologists Roy Baumeister, Ellen Bratzlavsky, Katrin Finkenauer, and Kathleen Vose reviewed this pattern across memory, relationships, and everyday decision-making, and their conclusion is often summarized in 3 words. Bad is stronger than good. Across nearly every domain they studied, negative events left a deeper, longer, more detailed imprint than positive events of the same size. Losing money hurts more than gaining the same amount feels good. One piece of criticism outweighs several compliments. One bad interaction can undo a week of good ones. Why would your mind be built this way? For most of human history, missing a compliment cost you nothing. Missing a warning sign could cost everything. So attention quietly learned to lean toward whatever might be dangerous. Criticism reads as a small danger signal, a flag that something about you might need fixing before it causes real damage. Praise doesn't carry that urgency. There's nothing to fix, so there's nothing to hold on to as tightly. Think about the last time you posted something you were proud of. 10 people said something warm underneath it. One person left a single unimpressed reply. You know exactly which one you thought about while trying to fall asleep that night. But there's a second layer here, and it has less to do with danger and more to do with identity. Your mind isn't only trying to keep you safe, it's also trying to stay consistent with what it already believes about you. Psychologist William Swan described this pattern as self-verification. People don't only want to feel good, they want to feel accurate. If your internal sense of yourself already includes some quiet suspicion that you're not quite good enough, a compliment doesn't confirm anything. It creates a mismatch. And a mismatch feels uncomfortable enough that your mind resolves it quickly, usually by shrinking the compliment instead of updating the belief. Follow the loop this creates, one step at a time. Someone offers you praise. Your mind checks it against what it already believes about you. It doesn't match. That mismatch produces a flicker of discomfort, maybe suspicion, maybe embarrassment. So you deflect it, joke about it, explain it away. The discomfort passes. But notice what actually happened. The mismatch is gone, and so is the compliment. The original belief about yourself never got touched. Now run the same loop with criticism. Someone offers you a critical comment. Your mind checks it against what it already believes. This time it matches. That familiar discomfort shows up again. But underneath it, there's something else too. A strange sense of being right. So instead of deflecting it, you replay it. You analyze it. You hold on to it. And the belief doesn't just survive. It grows stronger because now it has fresh evidence attached to it. Ask yourself which loop you ran most recently. Which one felt more familiar? This shows up in relationships too, not just in feedback at work. Tell someone you love them and hear it back, and there's a small chance your mind flags it as automatic, expected, maybe even obligatory. Sense the smallest bit of distance from the same person, one short reply, one missed call, and your mind treats it like data. Real information about how they actually feel. The warmth gets read as politeness, the distance gets read as truth. Neither one is more true than the other. Your mind has just decided in advance which category each one belongs to. This pattern shows up clearly in something researchers call the imposter phenomenon, first described by Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes. People experiencing it tend to attribute their successes to luck, timing, or other people's generosity, while treating any stumble as proof of their real, hidden inadequacy. Compliments get filed under exception. Criticism gets filed under evidence. Over time, the filing system feels like the truth, even though it was never designed to find the truth. It was only designed to stay consistent. Here's the uncomfortable part. None of this means you are more insecure than everyone around you. It means your mind is doing exactly what it's built to do, protecting a self-concept it already constructed, using whatever information keeps that concept stable. Which raises a real question. What if the discomfort you feel around praise isn't a signal that the praise is false? What if it's simply a signal that the praise doesn't match an old file your mind hasn't updated in years? That reframe matters because most advice about this stops at just accept the compliment, as if the resistance were a bad habit you could drop through willpower. It isn't a habit. It's a prediction system running correctly on outdated information. So no one is asking you to force yourself into instantly believing every kind word directed at you. That rarely works, and pretending it does usually backfires by the next morning. Think about the last performance review you received. There was probably a page of things you did well and one line about something to improve. Which one did you bring home with you? Which one did you mention to anyone else? The line, almost certainly. Not because it mattered more, because your mind was already braced to find it. What you can do instead is notice the moment it happens. When someone says something good about you and your first instinct is to explain it away, that instinct is worth naming, even just quietly, in your own head. This is the mismatch response. This is not the truth detector. You can also notice at the end of a day which comment you're still carrying. Is it the criticism you keep replaying, or the praise you already waved off 3 seconds after hearing it? Not to force gratitude, just to see the imbalance clearly, instead of living inside it without ever questioning where it came from. One more thing worth trying. When a compliment lands and your first instinct is to explain it away, pause for just a moment before you do. You don't have to argue with the instinct. You don't have to agree with it either. Just let the compliment sit there, unedited, for a few seconds longer than usual. That small delay is not naive optimism. It's giving your mind a chance to update a file it's been running on for years without ever double-checking it. Because the asymmetry itself was never the real problem. Not noticing it was. So the next time someone tells you that you did a great job, you might still feel that familiar urge to wave it off. But maybe now you'll recognize what that urge actually is. Not honesty. Just an old prediction, doing what predictions do, quietly looking for a reason to stay exactly the same.